to the Bay Area, and I was going to Chabot College. And I saw an old buddy that was in the fire science program. He took me home that night. His dad was an Oakland fire captain. They got me all jacked up. I went back to Chabot College, signed up, and got my Firefighter 1, and now I have my medical certificate. I'm a federal firefighter in Alameda. I went, I couldn't believe what I just heard. He's giving me this clone answer, and this beauty was sitting there. If you were on an oral board in the first 32 seconds, they asked you, do you want to be a firefighter, and you heard that answer, what would you think? Is it better to just public service and all those other? Every one of you have a unique story. You can blend it in with those clone answers. Everyone's got a story. I've got them on tape. The fellow that was 6 years old that filled the Coke machine. One of our candidates, I'm talking to him, and he started his story why he wanted to be a firefighter about 14 years old. And I said, well, let's stop. Kind of tell me about your life and so on. And he says, oh, well, I grew up in Argentina. My grandfather was the fire chief. We lived in his home. I said, is this in your presentation? He says, no. I said, why not? He spoke fluent Spanish. Why isn't it in there? Perfect opportunity. I can tell you how not to tell them why you want to be a firefighter. Are there those people here that have a relative, a parent or relative, they got them interested or in the fire service? Can I see your hands? Okay. That can be used, but be careful how you use it. And let me tell you how not to use it. A candidate going to a large oral board in Northern California. He goes to the oral board and sits down. He presents a letter from the fire chief. His dad's a battalion chief in that department. And he presents a letter to the oral board and how great the chief thinks he is. What do you think happened there? Destroyed him. They blew him right out of the water. They insulted the oral board. His dad and the fire chief should have known better. But see, they've been away from the process for such a long time, they're not in touch with it. Ruined any chance he had of getting that job there. Okay, a question that will be asked you, why do you want to work for this city or agency?
My hometown.
Your hometown. You know what? I've been on oral boards, and I wouldn't use that. I had a candidate tell me one day why he wanted to work for the city. He says, well, I live here. The city's been very, very, very good to me. And I live here. That was it. Most oral boards have people on them that aren't from that city. So who cares if you live there? Big deal. So do 180,000 other people. That's not going to give you a leg up. So what else? Didn't mean to embarrass you.
Sure.
Okay. I wouldn't open with that.
Things about the city.
Things about the city. Tell me.
Unique.
Unique. Diversity what?
Diversity teams, like sports teams, airports.
Okay, now you're coming on, Tyrone. Airports. What else? Railroads.
Talk about the things that your son
Talked about the things Rob talked about earlier, which are?
Specific hazards.
Yeah, target hazards, square miles, population. You know, don't overwhelm them with statistics, though. Give them the stuff. Had a candidate that did some private coaching. He did a wonderful job. I felt he was going to do real well on the test recently, but what he did is he left and he complicated it. He ended up telling them about the city. He told them how many hotel rooms they had. That's how far he went with this thing. And they were going, golly, man. So what? You know, give them some of that stuff. But it's a diversity. What else? Why do you want to work for the city?
You're hiring.
What?
You're hiring.
Yeah, I work, because you're hiring and I'll be there. I'll sleep over here, and I've been waiting for 2 weeks for this test. What else?
Harbors, brushland.
Brushland. By the way, the new buzzword for brushland urban interface is urban intermix. There's a little buzzword for you. What else? Parks.
Size of the department.
Size of the department. What does that tell you, though, size of the department?
Chance for promotion.
Yes. It's a career position, is it not? That's why you want to be a firefighter, too, because it's a career position. 42% of positions in the fire department are promotable. Only 6% are in the police department. Nugget. One of our candidates in a large city in Northern California just recently said, I want to come to work for this department because last year they had 50,600 calls. That gives me every opportunity I could ever hope for as a firefighter. You have hazmat here. You've got an airport. This airport is the 33rd largest airport in the nation.